from Hula Fit with another hoop dance tutorial for you today, and this is a super fun one. So I learned this move as the Circus Start, but I know now it seems to be more popularly known as the Escalator. You can call it whatever you want. That's the beautiful thing about hooping, is that it's an emerging art form and there are different names for some of the same moves. But for today's purposes, just because it's instilled in my brain as Circus Start, that's what I'm gonna call it. So I'll show you what I'm talking about and then I'll break down the movement for you. Okay guys, there are a couple different variations of this move. What I first want you to do is go ahead and bring your hoop into starting position like you were gonna spin it on your waist in basic waist hooping. From here, take the front of the hoop and point it down towards the ground and bring it out to the side. You're gonna lock your legs in. So again, it's lower back, point it down, and lock those legs in. That leg that's closest to the outside of the hoop, just sort of pop your knee. Just bend that knee a little bit so that you're kind of coming up on your toe. That'll enable you to pull the hoop back a bit and give you a little bit more of a spring. Now, I recommend that you're working with a lightweight hoop or a Poly Pro hoop for this movement today. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is take the free arm, bring it straight up into the air, and then bend your elbow with your hand facing out. You're gonna give the hoop a little bit of a nudge back, and then you're gonna fling it on the diagonal towards your elbow that's pointing up towards the sky. Then a really cool thing happens. It's going to flip up the body and land in this open hand. I'll give you another view here in a moment, okay? Woo! I'll show you again. Okay, so let's see that again. And I'm going to show it to you from behind. Okay, from this angle, I have my hand up towards the sky. My palm is facing out so that I'm ready to catch. I'm going to pull that hoop back and fling it up. It conveniently lands in my open palm. So here, let's see if I can do it from this angle so you can really get a good view on it. Ooh, that's a little harder when I'm on my knees, but hopefully you get the idea there. You're going to lock those legs in, other arm comes up, bend that elbow, fling it up, and the hoop is going to land in that, that other hand that's in the ready position, all right? So of course we're gonna do this on either side. It doesn't matter what side you start with. We're coming up and spinning overhead. So again, the mechanics, maybe this angle will support you guys too. We start in this position, point the hoop down towards the ground, lock those legs in, have this receiving hand ready with your palm facing out so you're able to catch. And then go ahead and fling it up on the diagonal so that it comes into that receiving hand. So that's the movement. I gotta be honest with you guys, I actually prefer to catch with the same hand that I release from. So I learned it the way that I just taught it to you. But when I'm in my natural flow, what I like to do is actually just, it doesn't matter where this hand is, I sort of just fling it up and then catch with the same hand. So that just feels a little bit more natural to me. You flip it up and then intercept it on the way up. Try it both ways and see what you like best, okay? I'll do another tutorial later on with the down version where the hoop flips down back onto the body, but the main things to know are that it is a flip on the diagonal upward. So if you imagine you've got a ball in your hand and you're going to throw it over your shoulder, that's the motion that you're doing in order to get the hoop going into that flip up the body. So flip, flip, and it doesn't matter which hand you catch with, really. When I teach it in my classes, I usually start off the same way I did with this tutorial, where we have the hand that's not originally holding the hoop up and ready to go and catch. But like I said, you can catch it with the same hand you release with, play with both options and see what you like best. I'm gonna go ahead and do another tutorial on this move, on the downward version of it. I wanna show you a variation of this one we just went over too. You don't have to have both legs in to start. Some people prefer to have one leg out to begin. I like this option. I think it's really cute. So the only thing, it's the same exact mechanics. The only thing you need to know about this one is that when you go to release, you have to pull this leg up. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck. It's not gonna work. So just bend that leg and then bring it out of the way when it's coming up. So again, we're here and up. All right, guys, it's a really fun one. And you know, let's talk transitions for a minute too, because sometimes it's really great when we learn tricks, and sure, if we call this the Circus Start, it is a great way to start a routine. If you're a hoop dance performer or you're just showing off for family and friends, why not? It's a perfect start for a hoop dance experience, right? But you can easily incorporate it into your natural flow, and one of the ways I love to do that is with this egg beater helicopter movement. You can easily loop it onto your body and then flow right into it from there. So in order to do that, you'd be orbiting around when the hoop, because the hoop is constantly going from horizontal to vertical plane when you're in this helicopter motion, right? So as you're orbiting around, you're gonna have a point in time when the hoop is already vertical. All you need to do is flip it over your body into your starting position. So play around with that, you guys. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions at all.
Okay, let's talk troubleshooting here for a moment. As you can see, I've got my hand in the ready position right now, getting ready to come up into the Circus Start. Turning is a great thing to do, especially if you notice that you haven't given the hoop enough oomph. If it doesn't have enough momentum, a great way to kind of dance your way back into it is just to turn in a circle and then readjust your hands and try it again. So just wanted to mention that if we don't throw hard enough, it's going to wrap back down the body. On the flip side, if you throw too hard, it might fly off of you. So turning is another way to troubleshoot for that as well. Just be mindful that the strength of your throw is going to impact the way that this move is executed. So practice it, play around with just getting the momentum just right. You don't want it to be too hard. You don't want it to be too light. In either scenario though, you can turn to troubleshoot it back into place and try it again.